Okay.
What's up, Indie Goons? I'm Daniel, and I'm the host of Future Proof with Daniel Peters, and I'm here today with jupiterkid. His name may suggest that his head might be in the clouds, but he's just a guy with a guitar. And as I've learned, his name is also Daniel, if I'm not mistaken. That's right? So we are here today to talk about his latest EP. And could you tell me again what your EP name is?
My EP is called I Told You We're Going Home.
Yeah. And today you'll be playing 2 tracks from the EP for us today. Yeah. Could you tell us what the songs are?
Yeah, these songs are the first one I'm going to play is called 100% Apple Juice. Second one is called 24.
Great. All right. And you can take it away.
Got it. What's the last song that you listened to? Did the chords feel important? 'Cause that's the kind of bullshit that matters now. Did you sit with Emily after school? How would you try to impress her? Bend over backwards to hear her laugh. Does it feel oddly familiar when the words still hang off my tongue? If you've known me forever, do you swear it gets better? Does the cold never bother you? Does it make you feel special when the snow falls and you don't care? And where did you think you were headed to when they said you were going home? But you never seem to find it. Does it feel oddly familiar when the words still hang off my tongue? If you know me forever, do you swear it gets better? Does it feel oddly familiar when the words still hang off my tongue? If you know me forever, swear it gets better. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Don't you want it back? down the hallway, been getting further since last year. Masquerading as an author, hoping to make our story clear. Oh, how could we unravel when both of my hands are tied? Let's cut out the middle this time. 24 hours of loving you feels like dancing under desert skies. A million and one ways that we could go wrong, but I know that we'll be alright. Oh, let's just cut out the middle this time. 24 hours of loving you feels like dancing under desert skies. Oh, I knew in one ways that we could go wrong, but I know that we'll be alright. Ooh, hey, hey. Road trips out past the borders, spending our New Year's in Santa Fe. Never thought we could get there, but I know we'll make it out someday.
Thanks for those two songs first, Dan. And I think sitting here as well, listening to you perform, I think aside from watching you perform in person, wearing headphones as well and just listening to it, like there's nothing really better than live music. And also having someone like Leonard Soosay at the mixing board. So shout out to Leonard. I think my first question first for your first song, 100% Apple Juice. I mean, we talked about it earlier on. And could you tell me more about what apple juice means to you?
So like apple juice, like for the longest time, I think still currently would be like my favorite drink. It's a bit less of a go-to because actually a lot of places don't really have it. Like you can't just go to a coffee shop and ask for like, but it's a very specific apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old school Yo's,
Yeah.
100% apple juice.
Yeah.
Man.
And you showed me as well, like you have
yes.
a cutout of, I assume, like a packet drink of the Yo's apple juice.
Yeah, it's my phone case. It's been my phone case since Sec 3, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Sec 3, Sec 4.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we were all primary and secondary school kids, we had our own vices. Mine was Pink Dolphin when I was primary school. So I assume that apple juice was yours for a while.
Oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. I would have like so many like a day. I would have, I don't know, I would get one like right before class, and then I would get a couple at recess, and then I'll get one before going home.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah. I mean, better than skipping school and smoking cigarettes and gallivanting across the city.
I guess so.
But I think more importantly as well, it seems like your identity as jupiterkid has been one of guided. It's guided by simple truths, and I think a lot of like the I guess like the experiences we have growing up, a lot of love and loss also. And I guess like for you, kind of like putting these words down to pen and paper, I guess like was it difficult at first to kind of feel, I guess, vulnerable
Oh yeah.
to an audience?
I think like starting out when you start writing, it can get a bit scary. I feel like the instinct is always to write about things that are very personal, and then all of a sudden like it's like you write it out, and for me it's very like sometimes it's a bit of an out of body experience. You write it all out and you didn't realize that actually these are a lot of feelings that you had or have been harboring for a while, and then to have it out is one thing, you know, to kind of look at it, like look at your thoughts physically in front of you, but then to kind of share that with other people is another thing. It can get a bit nerve-wracking sometimes, especially when it's like, I don't know, I have a few songs that I've written that I've always felt a bit like, oh, I don't know if people will like this, because it's very like personal. It's personal, and sometimes I'm not thinking about like how people will perceive it. I'm just writing it in the moment because this is how I feel. But then after I kind of take a step back, I'm like, oh, I don't know if people will like it or not. Yeah. But then you find that when you play it and when you put it out there and let people kind of digest it, you realize that a lot of people feel the same way, and a lot of people are going through the same things as you.
I mean, you're talking about a process where you are writing these experiences from your own first-person perspective, but then later on you're also thinking about how an audience receives it.
Yeah.
When you were writing a song, did you ever think about a line that felt true to you, but then you realize, oh, you might need to change it because then it might make more sense to the listener?
Yeah, every now and then. I think it's if I do that, like changing a line, it's more about like changing it to make it flow a bit better, I guess.
Yeah.
Or to kind of suit the song. But generally, there are a lot of, or like the way that I write, I try and keep the meaning of the words the same if I'm editing or if I'm like changing things up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, going back and editing the song, I feel like more or less I'm keeping it. Like I want that that kind of spontaneous stuff that comes straight from your heart. So a lot of those lines I like to keep it and I like to leave it in there regardless.
Do you consider yourself like a heart on sleeve kind of guy?
Kind of. I think to some extent. There are a lot of things that I think would be considered maybe taboo topics that I feel very comfortable talking about. But I do feel like there are a lot of things that may be a bit more difficult to pry out of me. Okay.
Do you feel you've at least made some kind of progress to be like, hey, I can start to write about this now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Throughout the years, it's gotten a lot easier. I think especially like actually being in the scene and playing shows and putting these songs out there, and then people are like, you know, you kind of get the responses from people that's like, oh, like you really captured exactly how I've been feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that has given me a bit more of the courage to be like, oh, these songs, like they mean something. You know, even if it's very personal, like there are a whole bunch of people with, you know, who share these feelings, and these kind of things deserve to be out there. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us more about this next song and whether or not this is a song that has had a similar effect with your audiences?
This one is, I guess so. I think when people listen to it, I feel like a lot of people have this person in mind. I like at shows, I'll talk about this song, and I'll see a lot of people kind of turn to their friends and be like, oh, this is you. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're in assembly and then someone gets kind of like called out by the principal, and then you turn to them.
Yeah. That happens a lot at shows.
Right.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel on stage where you're like, you see the connection happening in real time?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I think connection is one of the main reasons that I'm doing music. I really love that it's such a, like, I think it's so crazy that people from different walks of life, or like there are some people who I could have, like, I've never spoken to them before, but you can kind of speak to them as if you know them already, or like they will come and talk to me as if we're already friends, because they've heard so much about me and about my life and my story. And I think that's really cool. I love meeting people and you know, getting to know others, and I think it's really, really cool.
I think there's a kind of rare connection, but at the same time as well, like, has that made people kind of overly familiar with you, like telling you things where you're like, I don't think I should be hearing that?
Normally not. I feel like if it has happened, I normally welcome it. I feel like a lot of times people just kind of need someone to talk to,
Okay.
and I don't mind it. I think it hasn't gotten to a point where people are like, it's gotten to that level where I'm like, oh, this is a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So up until this point, yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Cool. All right, we're gonna let you take it away with your next song.
All right. This song is called Oh Jessie. Couldn't go another song without singing about you. Taking up the tables in my head with seating just for two. At my wits' end, what more can I do? Another New Year's resolution, 1,000 ways for me to change. Another crumpled piece of paper with your name written on the page. A fresh start and you're still in my way. Been waiting to see how the story ends. With every chapter, a new one begins. Oh Jessie, been breaking my heart since you met me. Loving you since I was 14. I hope that the sky makes you happy. Oh Jessie. Oh. Another year, we're growing older, but the feelings stay the same. And all my friends still roll their eyes whenever someone says your name. It's messed up, but I guess some things don't change. Oh, been waiting to see how the story ends. So why does it feel like we're starting again? Oh Jessie, been breaking my heart since you met me. Loving you since I was 14. I hope that the sky makes you happy. Oh, 'cause I know when our stories end, oh, I'll still be right here. Oh Jessie, been breaking my heart since you met me. Oh Jessie, been breaking my heart since you met me. Oh Jessie, oh Jessie.
All right, you're back with us at Indigo Recess, and that was Oh Jessie by jupiterkid. And I think the main thing I want to ask was like, because most of your songs, I guess, deal with sometimes not really much of specifics, but this one has someone's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think before, instead of just asking about the person, I think like, how is that like putting a name, I guess, to a face that's in a song?
Yeah, I guess I really wanted to do that, like going into writing this song, because this is about a very specific person. Her name is not Jessie.
Okay, yeah.
Jessie is just an ambiguous name.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually had a few other names that I was like going through. I think initially I wrote it as like Cindy.
Okay.
Or Cindy, and then it turned into Oh Jessie.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I when you're going into specifics, it's like it was really about a specific person, and I feel like when you like this person at the time really meant a lot to me. And I think by putting a name to the face, you kind of feel that. you feel that it's like it's more than just a ambiguous character or figure. It's like a very specific person, and describing the situation that I was in with this person, and you combine that all together, and I feel like when people listen to that, they always get this image of someone in their life that they feel is like their Jesse.
And Bon Iver had Emma, and many other singers as well. Like they've had that muse, I guess, like for their music. But I think what I wanted to talk to you about is, aside from muses, it's also inspirations, and I think specifically about some of the artists that you've collaborated with, worked with. I think we talked about it before earlier, like Joey Tan, Jamie Wong, and I think I wanted to know more about, I guess, how these relationships were forged and how, I guess, you were able to kind of like put yourself out there and to learn from these other artists, and what perhaps they may have learned from you as well. Yeah.
Oh man, Joey and Jamie were great. I worked with them once, like last year, for gallery gigs. For light to night, night to light, light to night,
light to night,
light
night
to night.
to light.
I never
technically
get that shit right,
it's about the same thing. So.
Yeah, but I worked with them then, and that was Joey reached out.
Yeah,
Joey reached out to work together, and that was really fun. We got to play together and do some covers, and yeah, just like I performed with them another time. I think that wasn't the first time. The first time I played a Selah sessions with them.
Okay.
The very first Selah sessions, I think, and that was great. Like getting to watch them, and at that point in time, I was still really, really like fresh into everything, like in the music scene, and so watching them and seeing how professional they were and how great they were at what they do, hearing their music, it was really like. I took a lot of notes like back then about like how to kind of carry myself, because they both do such a great job at it. Yeah.
I mean, were you actually writing notes on a paper in front of them?
No. Like mental notes.
Yeah, because like it would be so weird if they are performing and then they're looking at one person in the audience like, why is he writing? Is he stealing my song? I mean, they should like you got to talk to them as well, and then later on collaborate with them. I guess like what is the fact that you did take mental notes? What are some of the bigger lessons that you've learned from them that you've applied to yourself?
I think something that I struggled with was like really getting in my own head about everything. Like especially when first playing, I would play a song, and the entire time I'm playing it, I'm my brain is running like. Am I hitting bum notes? Are people like looking at me funny? Am I like, how do I sound? How am I playing? And when I look at Joey, especially, she's so free and natural and like herself. And then I would get so in my head, like even leading up to the gig, like coming into the venue or whatever, I'll be thinking about like, oh man, like what's gonna happen? Am I gonna mess up? But then like I saw her walk in, and she immediately like, she first thing she did was go to the sound booth and like introduce herself to the tech crew, and then when she's like, when she's on stage and she's playing, she always remembers to thank the tech crew, thank the people organizing, the MCs, all that. And I was like, that's so important, like, and it kind of snapped me out of like, I'm thinking too much about myself. And like when you're playing a gig, there are so many hands that are involved, and there are so many people around you that when you get too caught up in yourself, you forget that music is a big part of music is connection, right? Not just with the audience, but with all those involved in the whole production. And so since then, I've really been making an effort to try my best and do all that.
So it sounds like the lesson is to ground yourself.
Yes.
During situations like this.
Yes. Sure.
What can you tell me about your next song?
This next song is one that I have not put out anywhere. I've played it once. I played it once at a gig earlier in January.
Okay.
A gig that I put on with my girlfriend called Soup.
Okay.
My girlfriend is this amazing singer-songwriter named Lauren Ong. And the two of us do a lot of things together. So we put this gig on. It was mostly her. She did most of the work. But we played individual sets, and then we played a set together.
Okay.
And so I wanted to, like, the whole premise of the gig was to kind of showcase new stuff or stuff that we don't normally play. And so I wanted to write a new song for that, but I was kind of stuck in this period of in this headspace of thinking too much about what to write and how I guess I have a very avoidant personality, so I was avoiding thinking about things that would make me too like, that would snap me out of how I'm living. Like, I guess you kind of live life, and when you kind of go with the flow, things are very like peaceful. It's like bliss. But then when you start thinking about things that are bothering you, then that kind of takes you out of it. So I was really avoiding that. But there was a night, like the night before the gig, she really helped me to get into that headspace and like not be afraid of it, to not run from how I feel. And I was able to write this song in that headspace and in that mindset. And this song that I ended up writing is one that I really, really like.
What's it called?
It's called Sorry About the Mess.
Cool. All right, take it away.
Dim the sunlight, kill your foresight, let your fingers breathe, pacify and keep me quiet, rock me back to sleep. Oh, tell me that I'm more than the sum of my parts. Oh, lie through your teeth if you have to. Drink more water, don't get smarter. Thinking's how you lose. Call in sick and rip your ticket. Swear I'll clean my room. Oh, tell me that I'm more than the sum of my parts. And maybe one day I'll believe you. Oh, 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 unambitious, rags or riches, love me all the same. I'll be better if my head hurts. Help me ease the pain. Oh, tell me that I'm more than the sum of my parts. Oh, help me to love me the way you do. Oh, oh, I'll tell you that you're more than the sum of your parts. And I'll help you to love you the way I do. And this last song is called Lost and Found. Tossing but rusted pennies into fountains, wishing walls of stone erode to mountains fall away. 18 years in counting, sand is falling. Could I flip it upside down, install it, start again? Oh, I keep getting lost and losing home. Ethics, morals, values, kinda iffy. If it's more of value, count to 50. Shut them out. Little do they know I'm just indifferent, growing natural joy. Oh, what a privilege, let me down. Why do I keep getting lost and losing home? When it's over, can I keep the footpath closed? I'm sober, I'll keep moving on my own. Tables turn and people learn to matter. I've still got a million ways to shatter, but I've got glue. Secrets out, still reaching out to no one. Home's a million light years north from here, but I've got you.
All right. Thank you for sharing your music with us today. And I think before you wrap things up now, could you tell me about some of your bigger plans that you have for the year ahead?
The year ahead is, by the time this comes out, I've got really nice hair now, but by the time this comes out, I think it'll all be gone.
NS?
Going into army. So I think my goals is just to keep trying, to keep going, keep creating and not get too caught up in everything else.
Yeah.
So hopefully that after this EP there's more new music that comes out this year. If not, I'm very sorry. I'll do my best.
For all of the moves that you'll be making this year, I think people can still track you on Instagram, TikTok under the name jupiterkid. Is there any specific handles?
It's jupiterkid without the vowels, so it's at jptrkd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you once again for joining us today. And this has been Indigo Recess with me, Daniel, and we'll see you again next time.